Today we are looking at one of the most familiar yet often misunderstood coins in American history, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar coin with the D Mint mark. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but its story connects deeply with American history, changing metal values, and the emotions of a nation during a time of transition. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, only months after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The United States wanted to honor the fallen president quickly, and his portrait replaced the Benjamin Franklin design on the half-dollar. Early Kennedy half-dollars were made from 90% silver, and they were instantly hoarded by the public. Because of rising silver prices and public demand, the U.S. Mint was forced to make changes in composition over the years. By the time we reach 1971, an important shift had already taken place. This year marks the first time the Kennedy half-dollar was struck with no silver content at all. The 1971 half-dollar is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, with a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. This change reflected the reality that silver was becoming too valuable for everyday circulation. The coin you are seeing carries the D Mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Denver Mint. The Mint mark is located on the obverse side of the coin, just to the right of Kennedy's neck. In 1971, the Denver Mint struck a very large number of these coins, with more than 302 million pieces produced. Because of this high mintage, the 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar is considered common in circulated condition. On the front of the coin, we see a strong and dignified portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Around the edge, the inscription reads Liberty, with the national motto In God We Trust divided on either side of Kennedy's portrait. The date 1971 appears at the bottom, reminding us of the era when the United States officially moved away from silver circulating coinage. Turning the coin over, the reverse features the presidential coat of arms. This powerful eagle design was created by Frank Gasparo and shows an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars, representing the states of the Union. The inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar clearly define the coin's origin and value, while E pluribus unum sits proudly above the eagle. Although the 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar is not made of silver, it still holds historical importance. It represents the end of an era when precious metals were part of everyday money in the United States. For many collectors, this coin marks the beginning of modern clad coinage and the economic changes of the early 1970s. In circulated condition, most 1971 D Kennedy half-dollars are worth face value, which is 50 cents. However, coins in better condition can be worth more. Uncirculated examples with strong luster and minimal marks may sell for around $2 to $5, depending on condition and demand. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services can sometimes reach higher prices at auction. Collectors also look closely for errors and varieties. While major errors are rare, minor issues such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or weak strikes can increase a coin's value significantly. Proof versions of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar were produced at the San Francisco Mint, but those do not carry a D Mint mark and are a separate collectible category. One interesting fact is that even though these coins were intended for circulation, many people saved them simply because of Kennedy's legacy. As a result, large numbers remain in relatively good condition today. This explains why they are still commonly found in collections, bankrolls, and inherited coin jars. The 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar may not be a hidden silver treasure, but it is a meaningful piece of American history. It tells the story of a nation adapting to economic change while continuing to honor one of its most beloved presidents. For new collectors, this coin is an excellent starting point, offering affordability, history, and wide availability. For experienced collectors, high-grade examples and error coins remain worth searching for. So if you have a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with a D Mint mark, take a closer look. Check its condition, look for unusual features, and remember the story behind it. Sometimes, the real value of a coin is not just in dollars, but in the history it carries and the moment in time it represents.